Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are presented by the Hula Bowl. This interview is sponsored by Carl Black Orlando, Orlando's premier Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealership. They offer an extensive inventory on new and pre owned vehicles. Stop by today just off of East Colonial Drive. Today I have with me one of the athletes that's going to be at our event there at the Hula Bowl. His name is Kwamie Lassiter II out of Kansas. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good. Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, man, nice to have you on. I know we spotlighted you at some point during the season, having a few great games there at Kansas. So why don't you go ahead, just kind of give me a brief summary of your career, if you don't mind. Just walk us through your journey about like maybe where you're from and how you got there to Kansas.
Yeah, I started at Hamilton High School in Chandler, Arizona. I did all 4 years there. I actually walked on to Kansas, so I had the opportunity to walk on under Coach Beatty and his staff back in 2016. I redshirted that first year, and then the next year was really another learning experience for me. I did more special teams. And then my last 3 years, I was a starter for the last 3 years. Then I got that extra year because of COVID. So that was an opportunity that I thought about it, of course, and it was the best decision for me.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys ended up taking that extra year because of COVID, and they're kind of a blessing in disguise for some people, because obviously you have the opportunity to go out there and to continue to put on a show. Um, so when people try and maybe Google the name Kwamie Lassiter, perhaps the name that might show up first is Kwamie Lassiter, a player who actually played in the NFL in the late 90s, early 2000s. Obviously, your pops. So he was actually a pretty good player there for Arizona for a little bit. I mean, led the team in tackles, I believe, at one point or another. I mean, very solid player. Talk to me about maybe your dad and kind of that legacy and really what how that has affected you in your career.
Of course, he played safety and I played receiver. So from that side of things, I learned a lot about the defense more than I did about the offense. Like learning coverages, learning defensive techniques, how corners play one way or the other. So I feel like him playing defense and me playing offense helped a lot. Helped a lot, but I feel like it's more to the game than just X's and O's, and that's what side of thing he taught me.
Did he ever try to convert you to like a defensive back? Did that ever cross everybody's mind?
I played safety a little bit in high school. I got a little brother that plays corner at KU right now, so we still got DB in the blood, but it's two receivers of us right now.
Nice, nice. Well, I mean, I know one of our scouts had actually, sat down, did an evaluation on you. Some of the things that they said about you, I just want to kind of quote those real quick. Consistent weapon for Kansas, good speed, agility, quickness, good release at the line, runs great routes, and finds holes in coverages. And despite a guy who is maybe not as big in stature as others, is still able to be tough and break some tackles after the catch. And then of course, great in space and adds some, great value, as a special teamer. So how would you, kind of define yourself as a player? I mean, I know that that's our definition, but how would you define yourself as a prospect?
I really like that, what I heard, to be honest. I agree. I can find holes in the defense. A great route runner, I believe. I can work at the line, too. I feel like I can do a little extra with the ball. And like you said, special teams goes a long way. So having the ability to return punts and kicks, that takes you far.
So you see yourself more as a slot receiver, or how would you see yourself on the field, like typically?
I can play both inside and outside. I did that in college. I feel like I could do that anywhere, to be honest.
Gotcha. So, I mean, obviously you've made a lot of plays, whether it be on special teams or there on the offense. Has there been maybe one memorable moment or highlight that you want to share about, your journey? And again, I know you made a lot of plays, but let's talk about maybe one of them.
One play. That's tough. I mean, my first touchdown was obviously special. I had the family in attendance. I remember the route. I ran a slant goal, it was a double move, it was a good route, good catch in the end zone. But I think my favorite, honestly, was I made a play this year against K State where I broke a tackle and ended up in the end zone, and I feel like that just showed a little of the ability that I had.
And obviously, a lot of great teammates out there at at your university. Who there you want to give a shout out to that has really kind of impressed you the most over the years?
Oh, I got to give a shout out to Quentin Lassiter, of course, DB, gonna be a lockdown DB soon, and then I also want to give a shout out to Kobe Williams. He a receiver turned to linebacker, like the hawk position kind of, or the spur. Very athletic, can move side to side, run fast, very physical, and I feel like that position is gonna benefit him a lot.
Gotcha. I mean, obviously, also having a lot of great coaches there. What do you believe over your career has been maybe the best lesson that you've ever learned from a coach? Maybe from if you were to even go back to your high school days, or even with your dad. I mean, what's been like the best lesson that you've ever learned from a coach?
My receiver coach, Coach Emmett Jones, he taught me a lot about the game. One thing he used to always say was bless the game. Bless the game and the game will bless you. That's on the field, off the field, in the weight room. Just bless the game and your blessings gonna come. And that's something I run with. I took it kind of far, man. I like it. It stuck with me.
Awesome. Just kind of going back into your history a little bit, I found out that you were a pretty good track and field athlete in high school. Um, It turns out you had, over 45 feet, 45.7 and a triple jump, which I thought was a really good number. Talk to me a little bit about your track background and maybe how that has helped you as a football player.
Um, I did. I did track my sophomore year and my senior year only. I don't know why I took the years off. That's something that I don't regret, but you live and you learn. But nah, when I joined track my senior year, that's when I wanted to just strictly focus on jumping because I had longer legs. I wanted to focus on the long jump. And when I was doing the long jump, a coach came up to me and told me to start working for the triple jump. And I didn't really know how to do that. So, of course, it took practice. But once I got used to it and I kind of fell in love with it, it's not something I wanted to do forever, but I did fall in love with it at the time.
Gotcha. And how has that helped you as a football player? How has that transitioned into that game?
Well, you got to be explosive man, with the long jump and receiver. That transfer to being explosive, coming out your breaks, coming off the ball, and I feel like track is honestly a good sport for young high school people to get into to help them carry a lot of things onto the field.
Gotcha. And again, I had to kind of drop some of those numbers because at least for some people they think about those things and really enjoy them. Have you been training, for those combine things? I mean, like your 40, your vertical and all that stuff. Like, how has that been coming along?
It's a process. It's all technique. So that's something that I've learned. That is a lot of technique to it. Obviously, if you can run fast, you can run fast. And it's about knocking seconds off and taking little ticks off. And that's something that I learned, and that's something that I'm gonna keep working towards.
Gotcha. And I mean, is there some place that you're planning on preparing for the draft? Or you have a place that you're going to that you're trying to work on those combine esque sorts of things?
Yeah, I'll be training in Florida, Fort Myers, Florida, with X3 Perform in Jordan, Blue Island.
Nice. So right there in
Yes, sir.
Florida, again, we're going to have you there at the Hula Bowl. So I mean, you'll have your opportunity, that week, to go out there and impress scouts. I do want to get a chance to meet, Kwame Lassiter II outside of football and outside of sports a little bit. So tell me a little bit about yourself, interests, hobbies, anything interesting that you want to share.
I'm really relaxing. I'm a family guy. I'm close to the ones I love, of course. I like to relax, chill, maybe grill by the pool with the family. I got a girlfriend, so I be spending a lot of time with her too. But we just be relaxing and chilling, watching some TV, anything to get off the feet.
No, no, I get it. So, again, you're talking to me a little bit about grilling, by by the pool and stuff like that. So, I mean, what's your go-to meal there? What's like the one thing that you're most proud of that you can grill there?
Oh, wings. My little brother taught me how to make how because he grill wings, and I took it off of him, truthfully. But he know
So,
how to grill wings.
so you like them dry, or how do you make them? I'm just curious.
We'll season them the night before, put them in some Caribbean jerk marinade, let it sit in the fridge for the night, some lemon pepper, yeah, some spicy barbecue with the cayenne pepper. it's it's a lot, but it's real good.
I did eat before we got onto this interview, but my mouth is salivating just a little bit because that is one of my
Yeah.
favorite things to eat. So, nice. Hey, uh, while this process is going on, I mean, I realize that there's going to be a whole lot of scouts that are watching you, that are going to end up pulling you aside for interviews and such. Why don't you just take a moment and address those people right now? Give them your pitch as to maybe why they need to know you, what you would bring to their franchise.
I'm a good athlete, but I'm also a great person. I got great character, very disciplined. I run. If you want to talk about the game, I run good routes. I do what's needed, special teams, all of that. Just anywhere I can help the team, of course. Um, but like I said, I'm a great guy. It goes deeper than football, so I feel like I'm a great guy. I be good around teammates, and that's it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I mean, funny thing is, I went back and I was trying to look up your dad a little bit there too, and quite frankly, they said a lot about him, man. Like character is important. I mean, and really being able to just kind of, you know, be a solid fixture there, and just kind of I don't know. Again, just kind of going back to that, and like discipline, those sorts of, ideals do get passed down. And obviously you have been a very solid, wide receiver there for Kansas. And, we'll have that opportunity to impress scouts at our event. So, I appreciate you sitting down with me for this interview. All right.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Sure. Once again, you can see Kwame Lassiter and many other stars at the Hula Bowl on January 15th. You can actually buy tickets right now via Ticketmaster, and really just you gotta buy those now because those tickets they're going to be gone, man. This is going to be one heck of an event, down there at the Bounce House at the UCF. Um, so, once again, this interview was sponsored by Carl Black Orlando dealership in Orlando. Big mahalo for watching, and thanks again.
Thank you.